Happy Tuesday night, and welcome to Reflect, Reset, and Rewind. I'm Diona Reese Williams, and I'm just trying to get you guys like propped up so you're not sitting so low. I hope you guys have had a positive Tuesday, a positive and productive Tuesday. I feel like my day has been very productive, and I'm tired because I went to CrossFit today. So it was a very busy day for me in a good way. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm Diona Reese Williams. I do content around goals, motivation, intentions, and every night or midday, I'm going to be doing these either lunchtime, reflect, check ins, or it's going to be in the evening time, reflect, reset, and wind down. And so last night was my first night doing it, and I felt like it was kind of late, but we made it work. So let's reflect on how you think things went for you today. For me, I feel like it was a very productive day. I got quite a few things accomplished, and I got like my top three things done. I wanted to go to CrossFit. I also called licensing today, and I had class prep completed. So it was huge. I had class prep like completed, but yet I still was finding with my prep I could have did a little bit better. And I also was able to record a podcast and have some meetings in between and clean before I like got my day started. So it's just been a very productive day for me. As far as like my sidey progress, I am going to be working on my PowerPoint for my preliminary oral defense because I agreed that I would submit it by this Friday to my chair, and hopefully my chair approves it. We'll see what's going to happen from there. But I'm not stressing about it too much because I have too many other things that I need to complete at this time. But that's what I have going on. As far as entrepreneurial wins for the day, contacting licensing was a huge win and something I needed to find out as far as getting my program license, what are going to be the steps that I need to take. And really, it's just getting a lot of paperwork and stuff together. So I feel like I'm in the next phase of all of that and just getting things in order. And then, as far as my program that I teach in early childhood, I did class prep. I'm also a chair of my area. So we had a meeting today and I got things in order for that as well. So tonight is entrepreneurial growth and scaling. That's the main topic of tonight. And I would say that something that I'm working on as an entrepreneur is I'm going through a bookkeeping course because I'm really learning all of the admin stuff of what I need to do to manage the books of my businesses, especially as I'm scaling up with my nature based program. I need to make sure that I have all my ducks in a row, not just the taxes, but making sure that I'm able to figure out how much money I can bring in each month. Um, and to ensure that I can actually hire someone. And what is this all going to look like in the grand scheme of things? And I just think when you're working as an entrepreneur, like you need to be, you, I think you can get to a point where you can learn everything you can learn. Hey, D, it's not too bad out here. Granted, I am ignoring the chat. um, I'm kind of ignoring it quite a bit. So, but anyhow, so that's been I would say my Tuesday entrepreneurial growth and scaling has been really just doing the research. I'm doing a lot of market research to figure out how to run my business, what's happening in the market. I actually have an important meeting on Thursday to talk with another provider that's in town. and just kind of picking their brain because they do offer like a very high quality program in our community, which I think is really important. And she has said to me, like, your program is going to have, it's going to be great that there's like another high quality program being offered um, in our community. So I'm really excited about it. So I've got that call, and I podcast an episode today, which I'm actually talked about. Hi, Dustin. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing some regulars. We got Dustin, we got Dee. Um, but with the podcast, it is another form of business. And I don't think people like see it that way. Um, and what I recently was listening to another podcast and talking about how YouTube is the most viewed platform for podcasting now. So that's my cue to you, D. Get your podcast together because everybody's going to YouTube to listen and watch them anyway. Versus like some of the other competitors like Spotify and stuff like that. I was chatting with you on Dee's channel the other day. Yeah, I remember you, Dustin. I remember you totally. I like went over and checked out your channel and like liked and subscribed and everything. I'm like, yeah, I like some good comedic energy. I know I'm getting my podcast life together. Listen, get it together. And in these YouTube streets, I heard that because podcasting is YouTube is the main like streaming platform for podcasting, there's going to be some really cool possibly monetization opportunities coming out of it. So thank you. I subscribe to you too. Oh, cool. Thank you, Dustin. Listen, I'm here for everybody trying to win. That's we got to what I've learned with YouTube, it kind of reminds me of like book festivals. It's all about networking, connecting and sharing, and I find the more that I like connect with other people, then I find that their platforms are now being shown on like my feed, so then I'm learning new people as I go along too. So I appreciate the support. So what I'm doing in in these evening lives, these reflect, reset, and unwind or wind down lives, is to basically check in and see how everybody's doing with their goals, um, and to share how I'm doing with my own as well. So, um, all right, so we're going to move on. As far as preparing for tomorrow, let's set ourselves up for success. And what are your top three priorities? You can type in the chat, what are your top three priorities? For me, if I'm looking on my calendar, my number one priority is traveling to campus and back safely. That is always my priority on Wednesdays and Fridays because I have my big commute. Um, Showing love from San Diego, California. Just subscribe to your channel. Oh, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. You don't have any priorities. Read this dang on script. Yes, read the script, D. You gotta read the script. My priority is finding blueberry muffins. Okay, you could always make them too. Um, thank you everybody for liking and subscribing. If you're new to my channel, I'm Diona Reese Williams, and I've been okay. And my content is on goals, motivations, and intention. But I don't just like talk about it. I actually share like my calendars with you guys and talk about like what are my top three priorities, what's working well, and what are some things that I need to work on the next day. So that's the whole point. And I hope that my content is helpful to you and your success as well. My number one priority is paying all my bills. Listen, it's it's real in these streets, you know. I just subscribed. Very nice girl. Okay, thank you. Thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. Um, so now that you guys have shared your priorities, What are some ways that you plan to block your time to ensure that you're successful? When is the next live? I love this content. No one is perfect, but what matters is becoming a better version of ourselves each day. Exactly. So tomorrow my live will be midday, so probably about 11:30. Maybe even sooner than that, maybe like mid-morning, because I won't be able to do an evening one tomorrow night, but I'll be back Thursday night to do another live. Just paid my wife's vehicle off after 4 months working part-time as a valet at a steakhouse. Listen, the hustle is real in these streets. You guys hear me talking about relaunching a whole business, and I'm super excited about it. It's a nature-based preschool program. I know what it feels like to pay off cars. um, Thank you, Big Money E. I appreciate it. Um, I have a funny car story. I have to like derail for a second. So my husband we had bought a brand new like 2016 Dodge Ram, 1500 or whatever the heck. No, Dodge Ram, whatever it is. And literally the truck had 7 miles. We didn't even have it for a full year, and it started going crazy. Like it had all these crazy electrical issues, and we ended up having to get a lawyer and basically saying it's a lemon. It was insane. Girl, I was about to hop on a live and then I saw you and had to join. Ah, thank you. But it was just wild. So basically, we ended up like having to buy another car. We ended up having 3 car payments. When I tell you I despise car payments, so, Dustin, I felt that in my soul when you said you paid off your wife's car. Listen, I will never have more than 2 car payments. And to be quite frank, I will never have more than 1 car payment because I'm still recovering from the trauma of having 3 car payments. Never again. So, getting back on topic, making sure that you block time. So, even though it was crazy, people have no idea, it was crazy buying a brand new truck and then it was a lemon. I can't make this stuff up. I swear I can't make it up. Um, but everything we earned back, like from saying it was a lemon and all of that, we just put it towards new cars so we could like pay it off. That's just all we could do. But anyways, I don't mind having 3 cars. I just don't want to have 3 car payments. Struggle bus was real. And this was not like recent. This was gosh, I guess this was like 8 years ago. Never again. That's all I can say. So I would say when it comes to goals, you want to make sure that you are um, blocking time appropriately. So I always say I work really hard between Sunday and Wednesday, or really Sunday and Tuesday, because I know I have a commute ahead of me. And because I know I'm going to be commuting 2 hours into work, and then I have to be at work and be like a functioning person that's going to teach at night and then commute back home 2 hours later, I got to do what I got to do. So I have to be able to like focus and making sure that I try not to like overwhelm myself with tasks on commuting days is what I'm trying to say. So when I look at my calendar for Wednesday, it literally says campus day and midweek check-in lunchtime. That's it. And then when I look at my work calendar, it's very simple. Again, it's like travel to campus, office office hours, and then teaching class. Like it's very, very simple. Are there going to be other tasks that I work on? Yes, I'm going to be working on my program review and grant, but otherwise, I'm just going to stay like focus on what I need to do. Um, Reading the comments, that's dedication. Thank you. I'm assuming, oh yeah, it's 4 hours round trip. I do it twice a week, Thursday and or Wednesday and Friday. I've been doing this. I've been there. This is my 6th year. So, do you make a calendar by hour slots? I don't personally. And that's not my personal style of like how I like to manage my time. I prefer calendars that have open blocks versus time slots, because sometimes you can go to a meeting and they're like, "Oh, it's only from 1 to 2." And really it's like 1 to 2:30. So, but you've only blocked it for 1 hour. So in my mind I'm like, just I don't that's just not my preferred way of keeping myself organized. So, I'm just reading the comments. I'm like, there's a lot going on. Dustin, she will never tell. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyways, what is you guys' self-care wind down routine? I was sharing last night that I'm in my era of reading my ebook when I go to bed. And I think if you have a really good book, it's great. Another thing that I have been watching on Netflix as like, I don't know, I guess my TV time, because I really don't watch TV all day, with the exception of like maybe things playing in the background from YouTube, but even that can be like too distracting, not from getting anything done, but it's like things that I actually want to pay attention to. And so I don't like to just play those things randomly. So I see in the chat, just finished my skincare routine and I have my Kindle ready to read. Exactly. I like skincare routine. I started watching Meghan Markle's show on Netflix. Guys, I didn't realize in my life that I needed something that had no action. I mean, it's a really good show. Like, I'm starting to understand why people sign on to the Cook With Me's on Sunday. I didn't quite get it. And then here I was just watching her, like, make jam. And I'm like, that's so relaxing. I kind of get it now. I see why people like to watch that kind of stuff because it's so relaxing. Wish me luck interviewing for a full-time remote next week, making over 1.5 times my life, my current full-time. Yeah, sending good vibes to you, Dustin. Oh my gosh, I'm not even going to read that anymore. So, I like reading and I also like a good skincare routine and I like watching content or things that are like really relaxing at night, because I think you guys have gotten the gist that I'm a very productive person, and so I need to thank you. Thank you, Miss D. Yes, guys, keep the chat clean or you will be exiting out. The blue highlighted person, Miss D. Lasher, she's the moderator. And also, while I'm at it, let me just tell you about her channel. She is a writer, producer, has movies coming out later on this year, but also has this series called Dear Future Husband. And she is trying out online dating on Hinge and then giving us all the tea about it whenever she goes live. So definitely check out her content. And then also in the chat, she's not highlighted in blue, but she's one of my peers. She's also a fellow doctoral student with me, and that is Miss Asia Marjorie. Please check out her channel. Her content, I feel like, is super relatable. She's also an amazing storyteller. And yes, just great content. Yes, that's her, me. And we just discovered almost a week and a half ago that the two of us, she's like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. And when everybody was like signing off, I was like, I do too. So we have been catching each other. When she goes live, I try to catch it. And if I don't catch it, I'll catch the replay. And oh my gosh, Dustin, that whole thing with D, listen, we've been cackling on the DMs about that one. I can't even handle it. I'm sure you got jokes for days. Um, Yes, we have totally been connected at the hip since then. It's been fun. Really, really fun. I have updates, but I would have to email you separate because I don't want to like put everything in the group and like it's all a big trigger. But I do have some updates going on. Um, as far as mindset, so I do have my gratitude journal, which I mentioned to you guys the other day. And I want to say I am thankful. What are three things that you guys are thankful for? And for me, I am thankful for my students who are very dedicated. I'm also grateful. I'm so grateful that I live 6 minutes from CrossFit, technically 5 minutes. And like I said last night, I'm also grateful for this YouTube community. I really appreciate everybody's support. And I really, really do. Every time that I go live, I always have a consistent amount of people that show up. And so that's just really, really, really nice. You never know what's going to happen when you go live. I'm grateful for good books. Yes. No, there is not. Next to our CrossFit, we have a church and auto, some sort of like auto parts. Thank you for your kind words. I would like to think I believe I'm intelligent, but thank you. Um so those are my like gratitudes for the day. Anyone have I'm grateful for my kids. Yes. I'm grateful for connecting with like-minded people who elevate me. Yes. You have a buffet next to your gym. No, we don't have that next to our gym. I'm grateful for the YouTube community. Me too. Like, I've been watching ladies on the GOP1 on their GOP1 journeys. And initially, when they all came out into YouTube and stuff, they were all kind of individual, but it's been so nice to see how they're all like interconnected now. It's been amazing and watching them grow their channels. So Jessica says, I'm grateful to have both of my children together, a job, my home, and real love. Oh, yes, that's awesome. I'm grateful for having toilet paper in my home. Hey, that's a big deal, okay? That's a big deal. Thank you guys for doing this activity. Anybody have any questions or thoughts before we sign off for the evening? I do encourage you guys to set your intentions, your intentions for the day, for the next day. And tomorrow's topic will be I'll be sharing my academic progress and productivity. And then Thursday, we'll come back and talk about work life balance and self care. If this session was, if it helped you, please hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. And please drop your biggest takeaways from tonight. What does grateful mean to you? I'm grateful for my wife of 20 years. Hey, 20 years. We're going on 19 at the end of this month, my husband and I. 20 years together in June, but 19 years this month. And it's kind of crazy because we're just like, oh my gosh, we cannot believe it. I'm like, I've made a solid choice at 21 to marry this guy. It's like one of the best decisions I've made in my life was being with him. So 16 years for me. Awesome, Steve. Awesome. Well, I appreciate seeing some familiar faces and or familiar names, I should say, and new names. Steve and Jessica, and I think Maria was new. And Asia and Dee are my regulars, and Dustin's kind of a regular, but Dustin and I see each other on Dee's content. Again, if you are reading the comments, Definitely. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate it. Dee has some funny commentary. I'm not going to let on any spoilers. I'm just going to encourage you to go check out her live that she did earlier today. She did two, and one of them is titled, What do you think about pet names? And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. What do I think about that? And I had some thoughts. I didn't realize it was going to go south so quickly. um, no, no vacation in Iraq for me. All right, guys, I've got to sign off because I need to call my parentals. It's Tuesday night and it's already late because I'm 2 hours behind them now. So, thank you all for signing on and chiming in. I appreciate your support. My wife's friend met a guy on a dating app that liked to call her bunny. Oh my gosh, I can't. Listen, I'm not. These pet names. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. Thank you guys for chiming in. Um, I appreciate it, and I will catch you guys tomorrow midday if you're available, or mid morning. And otherwise, if you can't, you can catch the replay, or you can catch me Thursday night. So good night. Thank you, Asia. Yes, I will email you. I got you. Good night. Oh my gosh. I got to get out of here. It's too much going on in this chat.